Hello, beautiful people, future me. Welcome to another workout of mine. Yesterday it was exceptional, so let's see how it will go today.
Shit before we drop it on you. It's good for you to think.
Alright. 7%, oh well. Let's do this guy. kind of fun, but we are done with it. And we will do this guy. Okay, promise, resolve, then, okay, so this will, okay, so, um, okay, so it will be, if you can ignore this part if you haven't seen the promise lessons yet, fulfilled promises are represented as fulfilled value, rejected promises are represented, okay, so I will try filled 6, like so. Yep. Another then called from the promise string value in array. That's it. Come on. Finish. Set timers callbacks don't run immediately, yes. So this is without waiting, so we will have an empty array. Promises dealt. Turn it down a little bit, the music, okay. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, we will see. Maybe I can listen sometimes to my recordings, and I will find out. Okay, so which is in the .10, they run later. Promise resolved. It worked. Okay, so this goes in here. This will be empty because it's asynchronous. Set timeout. We also saw examples where we waited for some time to pass. Yeah. So this will be it or get. Okay. Okay, if we wait, we will see it. Okay, so this, I guess, will it be the same? It worked.
What I was gonna say was that you said a real key word there. You said hash, and you know, you only gather that knowledge, that foresight when you've been through things.
And that example didn't return the promise.
The direction we were moving was clear now. Without wanting it, without even knowing it, we were becoming a gang.
Then return the promise. Didn't attach any additional thens to it. Promises run even if nothing waits for them. Okay, so simply creating a promise schedules its callback to run. Yeah, so the examples were the same, this and that, in function, and this and that are also the same result. So comes console logs. Delaying promises we will see in the future. Okay, so here we have a before promise resolve some value. Then log, then 1, then 2, and after. Okay, so it will be before, after, and then there will be then 1, then 2. Yep. Today's quick. Okay, so they are just explaining it in here. Compared to promises, compared to set timeout feels different, but in terms of their execution, underlying execution and scheduling, they are quite similar. Okay. Okay, so array-based instrumentation, the same example. What is the array? Okay, so we are pushing to that. Alright, so here will be before, then we will have after, and then we will have then 1, and then 2. Almost, but this example returns a promise. Fulfilled, value, or rejected. Okay, so this will be... Oh, we are looking at the promise. Okay, so it will be... Alright, what it was resolved some value like this. Before I had this, right? That, and then say they said it will be fulfilled. Why did it say? Is this what I want? Oh. Okay, now I'm confused. I'm not sure why. Okay, so let's go step by step. We have an array, then we push the 4, and then we have a promise. Promise is equal to promise resolve. It's completely. I just don't see how. Oh, here is then return array. Okay, so this is what I missed. So we have this. So this is that, and then we have this. Okay, and that pushes all the array. It's not a value, it's fulfilled. The field in the promise. Okay. Okay, so after should be at the end, and I should put it in the. I'm not sure why they are saying the promise to. I'll see. Okay, so I see. Because promise 2 is this guy, and I can do this, and that is promise.then, and then I will have another .then, right? Yeah. Then now there is like bananas, and inside there will be this method, and I can put it in the curlies apparently. And that should be that. What? Fulfilled on the. Oh, yeah, and I want to also do the dot then, and this will be a function which will just return the array. Turn array like so. Now it will be working, okay. Because the previous one just returned another promise. And I forgot what was written in there. Console, come on. Cool, come on. Still a little bit slow. Okay, so I have, work with me. So I have this guy, and I will just delete this. And what did it do? It does fulfilled is undefined. Maybe because it didn't return anything? Looks like I have to do the return to have anything in fulfilled. Okay, so promises just something which will be which will get which will be evaluated later. We can change them. Schedule code to run later, and we can add callback functions that will run after the promise fulfills. Yeah, with dot then. Finally, two quick notes about style. Okay, many of our examples instrument promises by creating an array outside the promise. Okay, then modifying it from inside the promise. Promises, then callbacks. In most application code, that would be bad style. Okay, why? The reaching out of the promises. Promise callbacks usually shouldn't reach outside, yeah, themselves to modify arrays or other data. But in this course, we often want to observe promises effects from the outside. Modifying a global array is an easy way to do that. Okay, so normally I shouldn't be modifying something standing outside the promise. That is something I probably should something pass the value inside and then return it maybe, I guess. Formatting of promises inconsistent here. That ends on the same line. Okay, and they are using a variety of styling, like on a next line, in the same line somewhere. Like here, and so on, okay. And we finished the lesson. JavaScript concurrency, omitting promise values. Omitting? Not taking them into account? It doesn't have a return statement. It returns undefined. Okay. So this will be undefined. If I can spell right. For promise.resolve, if we omit its argument, the promise will contain undefined. If we omit its argument, so this will be undefined. And the argument is not inside of the banana, I think, and I have an undefined again. Okay, so it will be like this, fulfilled, defined, like this. Yep. applies to .then callbacks as well. If you don't return a value explicitly, the promise will fulfill with undefined. Okay. And function do nothing, so now I will have the curly braces fulfilled undefined, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all. Quick lesson. What's inside a promise? Promises in execute program look like fulfilled some value, yeah? Is that what promises really look like inside? No, okay. Okay, so let me show how it looks really. Okay, so the inside of the promises is somehow implemented in the browsers, and it will be different, or might be. Okay, previously it was implemented in JavaScript, now it is part of the browser. Interesting. Our JavaScript code can look inside of those promises. Okay, let me see. Promise library is Bluebird. Here's what's really inside a Bluebird promise. Okay. Okay. It is an object. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parameters, properties. Okay. Rejection handler 0 is 5. We did Bluebird promise resolve 5, and the 5 is in the rejection handler. Okay, got it. Now you can see why we ask you to type fulfilled 5, because it's long otherwise. Promises internals are invisible to JavaScript. Okay, and JavaScript promises cannot, some field changes, I guess, so you cannot type it in. What happens if we accidentally serialize a promise into JSON? Okay, so depends on the application. Bluebird, we would get the object, but the internal native promise will show empty object. So this might be, I don't know. Okay, so this is an empty object. Oh well, we are over the time limit. which means we are done. Done is better than perfect, and I will see you next time. Bye.